If you're coming in Iceland in July and you're wondering what to wear, you're in the right place. In this video, I'll go over the weather, daylight, what to wear, and I'll give you a few examples. So let's get to it. July is a pretty warm month. Basically as warm as it gets. The average temperature in July is around 10 degrees Celsius, that's 50 Fahrenheit. But it can go as high as 25 degrees Celsius, that's around 77 Fahrenheit, or as low as 6 degrees Celsius, that's 43 Fahrenheit. In recent years, the east part of Iceland has gotten really warm. So if you're there, you can absolutely expect 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. That's 68 to 77 Fahrenheit. Now that's not guaranteed, it's just something that I've noticed in the past couple of years. And remember, the weather is still incredibly unpredictable. So even if the sun is out, the weather's warm, you should always bring a backpack or something because the clouds might appear and then it gets cold fast. And the nights tend to get pretty cold as well. There's just non-stop daylight in July. The longest day of the year is the 21st of June. And in July, we technically have night, but even though the sun sets, it doesn't get completely dark. On the 1st of July, the sun sets at around 11:55 and it starts to rise again at 3 a.m. But trust me, it'll still be very bright out at 12 a.m. And this is why July is a fantastic month to travel in Iceland, because you have all the time in the world. Now, I hope when you come to Iceland, the weather is amazing, it's just sunny and warm, and you'll just have to wear a t-shirt and some shorts. But Iceland can be very cruel. So our recommendations are for the worst case scenario. The rainy, windy, cloudy, cold summer days. So if the weather isn't amazing the entire time, it won't matter because you'll be well covered. Now let's start at the bottom with the socks. You can bring some regular socks, but I highly recommend that you bring a few warm ones. I recommend merino wool, something that breathes well, dries fast, and keeps you warm. Now they don't have to be super thick in the summertime. In fact, I recommend that they aren't. Then bring some hiking boots. Make sure that they're water resistant. And if you're going glacier hiking, you want them to have a high top because the crampon latches here around the heel. And when you're not exploring waterfalls or it's just a beautiful day, just wear your regular walking shoes. Moving on to the legs. I recommend thermal underwear as the base layer. They breathe well, they dry fast, and they keep you warm. Most of the time, you'll just wear this as your only base layer. And then, if it starts to get really windy or cold, you add a mid layer, like sweatpants or hiking pants. You want to try and make sure that the sweatpants are from a sports brand, because they tend to breathe a bit better. Then, you throw on outdoor pants. You want them to be water resistant and windproof. You don't want them to be completely waterproof, because that means they don't breathe at all. And you'll just start to sweat immediately. Most of the time, you'll just be wearing the thermal underwear underneath these pants. Now for the upper body, for base layer, I recommend thermal underwear. And if you need mid layers because it gets too windy or cold, throw on a hoodie or a hiking sweater or just a regular sweater, something that breathes well, so maybe look for a sports brand for the hoodie as well. And if you want to save some money and space in the bag, just bring a carry-on. You can rent all the outdoor stuff right here with us. Use the discount code TAKECOVER for 10% off. Now for the outer layer, you have two choices. The first one is the insulated raincoat. Perfect for Icelandic summer. Completely waterproof, completely windproof, and it's insulated so it keeps you warm as well. Now the drawback is that it doesn't breathe well. So what I usually do is I just wear the thermal underneath, or maybe a t-shirt. Your other option is a shell. Water resistant, windproof, and it breathes well. However, it is not as warm as the insulated raincoat, so you will need to wear some layers underneath. Maybe it's a thin puffer jacket, maybe it's a hoodie, or maybe the day is fantastic and you won't need any of that and you'll just be wearing a t-shirt and the shell. And finally, put on a beanie and some medium thick gloves and you're good to go. Now, let me give you some examples on what to wear depending on the weather. In this example, the weather is great. You can wear whatever you want since the wind is very low, but it is cloudy, so the temperature can change quite fast. So I recommend that you bring the insulated raincoat with you in a bag or leave it in the car so you can put it on if it gets too cold or if you're gonna be around waterfalls. Now this is a very bad day. Now the temperature might say 6 degrees, but because of the wind, it's probably closer to 3. And it's raining. Now this is a very extreme example, and most of the time the weather will be better than this. But should you find yourself on a day like this, start off with thermal underwear, put on the outdoor pants, the insulated raincoats, beanie, and gloves. You might want to add some mid layers, but hold off with that and see how you feel. And if you're still cold once you're out and about, then you can put on that hoodie, those sweatpants, or the hiking sweater, or whatever mid layer you have. Now this is a fairly good day. It's quite warm, it's a bit windy, but the sun's out. The actual temperature is probably somewhere around 9 degrees Celsius. For this day, I would probably skip the thermal base layers and just wear regular clothes and maybe even shorts. And bring the insulated raincoat or the shell with you in a bag. Leave it in the car if you're gonna be around waterfalls, and just in case the weather gets a bit bad. And also bring a beanie and some gloves. And that's it. I hope you have a better understanding of what you need to wear and what weather to expect if you're coming to Iceland in July. And again, if you want to save some money and some space in the bag, you can rent all the outdoor clothes right here with us. Use the discount code TAKECOVER for 10% off. But that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.